Hello, Star Wars CCG players, fans, and folks with nothing better to do on Martin Luther King Day. Garrett Larson here, Dead Body, getting ready to stream some Star Wars. This will be my 4th Jawa Cup game versus Eric. I'm not going to butcher his last name and embarrass both of us. Eric Abrasso. He is one of the Euro players out of the Netherlands, so fortunately we are able to make this time work. So little Jawa Cup action. I am 2-1 right now. I assume Eric is the same. Playing light side, which everyone keeps saying is definitely the weaker side right now, and I'll be honest, I'm kind of feeling that as well. I'm sticking with HITCO. That's the deck I'm most comfortable with. It's a deck I've played a whole bunch and I like playing. Looks like he's just starting Mustafar. Is this combat readiness Mustafar for Vader's Castle? All right. IO Secret Plans, Combat Response, and Kuats. This is some sort of a space deck, it feels like. I am using Walkling, and like my father before me, because as fun as Twilight is, Walkling is love, Walkling is life. Woohoo! Opening hand Luke. My day is made. All is right with the world. Also have a Tanev. I've got a Kanan. I feel like I may end up needing to do a stack Kanan or stack a Tanev here to go along with my Hanshu and Falcon that's in deck. But I think first turn is just going to be drop Luke, drop a Saber, and start the train a rolling. Like, that's really all I can do. Jedi's Fury I'm going to hold on to for a little bit, just because if he comes at me, I'd like to cancel the Dark Jedi's game text and see what Dark Jedi he comes down with. Really, I'm just kind of holding for a moment. Like, let's see what he does. I'm really just going to throw down Luke and then hope. I am sitting on some nice cards. Oh, he's getting second grabber. That's not what I like to see. Like, he's going to grab all my interrupts, and I'm not really happy about that. But we're okay right now. This is, the deck is what it is. We're just going to be aggressive. Like, it's throw down Luke, start the drain race, and push hard. Like, if he wants to go get Vader and move him over, I feel like with him being kind of space heavy, that leans into my battle tricks are probably better than his, and that's not good for him. Like, he's just grabbing some stuff right now. I expect we'll see quad drive yards for a system. I am streaming this on a 5-minute delay, and there's a system. So what you guys are seeing now, you're looking at then, now, and I can't go back to then. We're at now. So you're going to hear what I'm thinking 5 minutes after I think it, which means I'm not going to know what I said earlier. So he's just going to draw a few. All right, I'm game with that. The other part of what's happening there is basically, with it being on a 5-minute delay, I actually have the chat window covered up, so I can't interact with chat. I don't think it's fair for me to try and interact with chat right now without a alright, so you went and got Saber 1 with the short range fighters combo. That's fine. Like, I don't care about the Saber 1. But I don't feel like it's fair for me to interact with chat while I'm playing. Like, I don't want to be... I very intentionally don't want to get tips, don't want to get hints. I want to be playing this as straight as I can, just like it's a tournament game. So that's what we're doing. Like I said, this first turn is pretty straightforward. We drop Luke. Like, this is HITCO. You get Luke, you play Luke. We'll deploy a lightsaber from reserve deck, hopefully. Hey, look, there is one. And, ooh, so hold on. I got one Our Only Hope, two Our Only Hope. Okay, so I am running just 4 Our Only Hopes in the deck. I did some tweaking from my last game, so I do have an Our Only Hope in there. Pass on deploy, pass on battle. So he's only activating 8. I'm not going to worry about him doing anything right now. We're going to retrieve a card. Yep, I'll pay 1 to retrieve it. I mean, I'd love it if he stacks 1, but I'm sure he's not going to. Yep, he did not. So, best case scenario for me, this is either the other Luke's saber or Yoda's hut. Both of those seem unlikely and not worth not being able to grab or bluff barrier or play an interrupt if he does go crazy and drop like a first strike play. Whoa. Voyer's going to get real obnoxious real quick. Yep, he got one Anakin's Destiny. There's no surprises there. And actually, Voyer's not going to be that obnoxious because other than Our Only Hope, I'm really, almost all my interrupts are one-offs. So, I'll just lose the Anakin's Destiny. That's fine. That might be a card I grab at some point simply to stop it from annoying me. But I think right now I'm okay with it. Alright, he's playing There Is No Try. That's actually a burnt shield, and I'm okay with that because he can't do... I'm not playing sack. Pass on activate. Pass on control. Like, I'm assuming he'll drop battle order here, and I'm actually okay with that as my activation is... I mean, it's not great, but he's going to put out another system. I'm going to be activating enough to be okay with that. Let's see what docking bay he puts down. I'd assume maybe Death Star 2. Like, I'm really just kind of holding on to this turn for the moment. Like, I don't have any rush to put stuff out and go with it. So he does find a docking bay. Looks like he might be figuring out which pilots he's got matching up. And we'll find out. Like, that's going to be his shot, is getting the matching pilots. Oh, so he's got Coruscant instead of Death Star 2. Alright, that's interesting enough. What just dinged loudly at me? I have no idea. Something did, I don't know what. But that's fine. So he went to Coruscant docking bay. I'm sure he was just figuring out if he's got matching pilots, he's got to go. I think he has to also get aggressive here. Like, there's Endor, which actually is good for me because without Endor shield, I'm getting force. It does mean he's potentially going to go with the... Is he going to throw Vader on his shuttle and land it? Oh, I would love that. I think he might just stick Vader on his shuttle there and we'll each drain for 2. The fact that he's doing that screams he might have a Tarkin's Order. So I'm going to throw scanner text down next turn. Like, fine, if he wants to cancel the drain, he can cancel it once. I'm going to throw down scanner text because I've got it, and just protect that drain of 3. And that's what I want. So I'm going to activate. I expect he'll throw out battle order here. If he doesn't, I will next turn. Yep. So he's going to throw it out. That's fine. We will pass on activate. We will drain there. And he did not Tarkin's order it immediately, so he let me add one. There's the Tarkin's order. That's fine. I'm not going to grab that because I'm just going to throw scanner text there, and that's fine. So it stopped me for one turn. It's mildly obnoxious. It is what it is. Let's peek at the top card of reserve deck. Hey, P-Scan's a really good card for me. And let's pass on control. Deploy scanner text there so he can no longer cancel my force drain. And the only other site I'm expecting to drain at is going to be my Death Star 2 location if I get it. And since that's he's not putting out the Death Star 2, I'm not worried about that coming down. So let's pass on deploy. Let's pass on battle. Let's put down quite a mercenary, as I don't expect Ellis or Stunning Leader. He's not playing either one of those. I'm not going to be able to pull Chewie. Yeah, actually, I do want to break cover. I do want to break the undercover spies. Yeah, we're going to pass on all those. We're going to draw a couple and figure out which one I want to put back to retrieve with my objective. That's not the one I want to put back. That's definitely not one. I like having grabbers. I like having... You know what? We're going to put that back because I don't expect to face a lot of battles this turn, or this game. I think it's going to be a just get ahead, stay ahead kind of game. And that way I can track that 7 for something if I need it. Getting the grappling hook means I'm definitely grabbing Voyeur if he plays it again here. Not so much that it's really going to cause a ton of damage as it's going to be really obnoxious, and I have no love for seeing obnoxious cards. Like Tarkin's Order I'm not going to grab because he's only going to get one use out of it. And yeah, he telescoped it a bit, and that's fine. I know what he did. There we go. There's another Luke. That all makes me happy, so we will recycle. We'll escape pod to grab the Hujix because that's a good card to have, and then I can just lose the escape pod to his drain if he pays 3 to drain for 2, which I expect he will. Pass on activate. I expect he'll pay 3 to drain here. As well he should, yep. So he's going to drain. I will lose the escape pod and a Luke's lightsaber. That's actually fine. Let's see what he does here. He's only got 8 cards in hand. He's got 10 force to work with. Like, that's it. Best case scenario for him is really just throw another starship down somewhere and start trying to push his drains. I do need to find my Death Star 2 site, but I'm okay right now. And honestly, like, I can just kind of start saving up too and load the Tanev and go nuts. There's Baron Fel on his ship, which I'm totally fine with. Like, alright, yep, he's not battling. I can't envision him landing Vader. That just seems like such a terrible idea for him. He's not moving, which I'm also fine with. Yeah, I don't think I want to do anything with draw. I don't want to play any of those yet. I'm perfectly content with what I've got in play, so we'll just keep rolling here. So Jedi's Fury moves it to the top, so let's peek at that after. We're just going to activate, because we're always going to pay 3 to drain. Like, there's no time I'm not doing that. Yep, knock yourself out, go get double back. I'd assume that's going to be either Fet and Slave 1 or Forlom. Okay, so Forlom with Concussion Rifle, that's fine. That's all good. Pass and activate. Let's force drain here for 2, and that'll move my Prophecy after he eats the 2. Yep, he loses his double back. Same thing I did. That just, you don't care. You peek. You use it to grab your card and then you lose it. Makes sense. We'll peek at the top card. Yoda's cute. Not really super impactful right now, but a card I definitely want to have in play. Nothing else I'm going to deploy. Well, let's pass on control. Let's put out Grappling Hook before I do anything in case he decides to do something funky. Let's peek at the bottom card of my force pile, see if I want to move it. I'm certainly not grabbing that. Ooh. I do want to move that to the top, I think. I don't have any way to grab it, so yes, I do want to move that to the top because I am going to draw it, and that makes me happy. So let's do this. Let's place a card down. I'm going to place down that Luke because I don't need him right now. Pass and deploy, pass on battle. And Eric's kind of deciding what he wants to do. We will pass on move. And let's retrieve that escape pod because High Destiny is good. Contemplated getting back the Saber, not because I necessarily need it. I don't really expect to lose it, but I do think that that's a card he might try and do the stack and cost me a card, which, just in case he does something funky like coming back after Luke, I want to have a solution. Okay. Let's draw one more to put me up to 14. Oh, I like that a lot. And I think we're good there. We've got my 14. We'll play a couple of these quickly just because I don't expect to see some of these other cards come into play with much regularity, so I'll probably play the Hear Me Baby just to get it out of there. But everything else is just really, right now, it's all good defensive cards. So let's throw out, don't expect any major retrieval. Let's throw out Aim High just because I can. I don't expect him to do anything with that Hear Me Baby. Like, that just feels like an okay, whatever, and I'm really just playing it so that I can lose it to the drain. But get it in play first. Yep, so he's draining for 2 at Endor. I'm going to lose the Hear Me Baby, and I'm going to lose one off the top. Skywalkers, okay. That's fine. The other side of losing the Hear Me Baby is if he was thinking of trying to voyeur later, it keeps that card out of there. You know, he likely knows I'm probably not playing more than one of those, but it is a card you could play. You know, probably not a great idea to play a second one. So he throws the Forlorn Concussion Rifle up on Vader's ship. That's a good play just to keep him from allowing me to Restraining Bolt him. Like, that's a smart, very smart play. But, like, I don't need to do anything. Yep, Saber 1 to go get another ship, or no escape to go get another ship. That's fine. Honestly, I could kind of hope he'd put out another system. So I'm going to have 15, 16 next turn. This is 4, 8, 12, 17 to stack everything together. I could use the other tracking it. Well, I'm not battling for free, so we're probably not deploying much this next turn, especially he skipped his battle phase. Like right now, he's just trying to set himself up as well. Yep, so he moved over. So what does Vader's shuttle do? It's so well Vader can subtract 2 from, it's immune to less than 5, and he can subtract 2 from a draw. So right now he's going to drain, I think he's going to drain for 4. So that adds an icon with Vader there. So that actually puts me up in the force I wanted to be in. Don't have a barrier canceller though. I'd really like one of those. And I think what I'd rather do is drain for 3, put out Yoda's Hut, give myself one more turn. To decide to go after him. So let's do this. Let's put down the Too Close for Comfort. I don't think I'm going to use that. And let's pass on Activate. Let's force drain for 3 there. And put out Yoda's Hut and just pick a couple up. So there he lost Merrick Steele from reserve. Tarkin from hand, and a Short Range Fighters combo from used. Those are all cards I'm okay with him losing. I will peek at the top card. It's Jedi's Resilience. That would be another one I wouldn't mind putting down. But that's fine. I'll lose it next turn to the drain. I'm going to pass on control. Let's put out Yoda's Hut. I don't see any benefit in doing anything else here other than just pass on deploy, pass on battle, pass on move. So he could put out, and probably should have put out, Coward until I get a second battleground, which would be useful. Coward would be a good card to play, but also I haven't really done anything, so he has to be a little concerned of me trying to go nuts. And oh, I forgot to draw a couple. Oh well, I'll live. That was a mistake. Like, he's got to be a little cognizant of the fact that I could be trying to do some sort of shenanigans with shield busting. And I mean, I will just load the Falcon, or load up the Tanev right now and run everybody and be okay with that. So let him activate everything. He can pay 6 to drain me for 4. Like, that's the thing, is I'm still ahead of this race because he's paying to effectively drain me the same amount. Yeah, he can force push. That's fine. He's trying to go get something. And it's really a question of what. And that's part of why I didn't just throw down the Tanev and be like, ah, come get me. Like, the Tanev plus Hera, Ahsoka, and Kanan is kind of obnoxious. But, like, I don't have a lot of backup beyond that, and I kind of need some. Although Kanan cancels all immunity, which isn't a bad thing, because he will be present with 2 rebels on the ship. Yep, so he'll drain for 2. In this case, I'm going to hang on to all the cards in my hand for the moment. I'm a little leery about... Like, I still don't have a barrier cancel, which stinks a little bit. Alright, so I did lose 2 Lukes there out of force pile, but that's okay. Like, I really don't expect him to kill Luke here, and if he comes at Luke, I've got the Jedi's Resilience to get him back, which is really the big card. So, still not finding, like, I'm not really able to draw into finding my other site, which I'd really like to just throw that down with Yoda and start pushing damage. But we're okay with this for the moment. I do believe Saber 4 comes down as a react with a pilot. Let's go up and see. I will pass on deploy. Let's go ahead and see, because he grabbed Saber 4 back with no escape. And I just want to see. Yeah, so Saber 4 is for free of tie is in Saber's Code pilot as a react to a battle where you have a tie for free. Okay, so he won't react free to Vader's sight because there is no tie there. That's actually good for me. So, and honestly, that force push feels like it might not have been as good for him as he was hoping, because he literally just force pushed and then drew cards. I mean, he force pushed and drained and drew. Alright, so what do you say? It's 4, 8, 12, 17. Yeah, let's stack his command. Don't see any reason to let him cycle those too much. Like, he's got a bunch of force saved, but I'm comfortable with what I'm at here. Let's pass on activate. Let's use this one first. Let's peek at the top card. Alright, so it's a Hear Me Baby, which isn't bad. Let's put a card down. We're going to hang on to that AJR, just in case. We'll put down the Hear Me Baby. And we'll drain for 3 here. So let's unlock this. So he pulled Ozzel with command and then immediately lost him. So he's not expecting much to go on, and he loses a Gick off reserve, so he's not expecting much to go on in space right now. I don't think. So I think I'm gonna... Oh, there goes another ship, which I'm real happy to see go. And the bureaucrat's obnoxious. That's going to be a card that I definitely need to have a handle on. Unfortunately, I don't really have a good chance on it right now, so we're going to go the other way with it. Let's pass on control. Let's throw the Tanev up there. See if he's got the barrier. He does, and that's fine. It's lost, so that was... I'm not going to grab it. It's a lost interrupt. I'd rather grab something else. So he gets the barrier through. That's fine. Throw Hera on as a pilot. Throw Ahsoka on as a pilot. And we'll throw Kanan on as a pilot. It also makes me immune to Overwhelmed, which they're tracking us would stop as well. Pass on deploy, pass on battle. And... Yep, he's going to forlom a card. That's fine. Like, he's got a bunch of force and he's got some cards in hand, but I feel like he can't do a ton to hurt me up there right now. And I kind of got to do something here. And we'll pay one to retrieve a card. Let's get back the... Let's get back the Our Only Hope. Yep, I'll pay one. And I don't expect he's going to stack one, but I'd be okay if he did. Yeah, I didn't expect him to. That's really just a... He's going to stop my drains. Alright, so he's going and retrieving a ship, which is fine. So he'll get back Slave 1, that's fine. I'm not super concerned about any of that right now. There's Scoundrel Lando, who's a good card to have. There's an Our Only Hope, which is a real good card right now. And we'll pass. So we'll get the Our Only Hope going. Like, if he drops... Him dropping the Fett in Slave 1 will get him an extra Battle Destiny in space. That's not ideal for me, but I've got a bunch of forfeit, and it's really more a function of I just need to stay alive. So he'll activate 13. After he activates, I'm going to go grab my other site, because that's really what I need here. Because I do have a bunch of forfeit up in space as well, and if all I need to do is play Run and Hide and keep a second battleground, make my drains free, that works pretty well for me. Alright, so he's not draining, so he's going to come at me hard. Yep, he's flashing Boba Fett to get Slave 1, that's fine. That's why I have the Hoojiks. Like, absolute worst case scenario, I have the Hoojiks. That's fine. Cancel the game text of a smuggler. Neither of them are smugglers, I don't think. He's a bounty hunter, not a smuggler. Fallen might be a smuggler, but oh no, he's everything else. Okay, Tarkin, so he's going to draw 3 up there. That's fine. Like, I think Ahsoka says each of those is -1. Yep, subtracts 1 from opponent's battle destiny draws here, so. There's the set for stun to return Hera. That's obnoxious. I'm not going to grab that. I'll let it go. I'm assuming he does know what he's got there. That's going to be, yep. And that's actually not crushed about. Like, I still have the subtracting from all his destinies. I probably have enough forfeit in Ahsoka and Kanan. There's Black Sun Fleet, so he's not going to retrieve anything. Like, he's only drawing 2 battle destiny up there as well, because he didn't leave himself anymore. I mean, he's probably got his short-range fighters. Like, he's going for the blowout here. And he might get it. We'll see. If he's got all the cards, he has it. For my teammates who were watching, that set for stun. We were talking about set for stun as a possible obnoxious card, and it's hit me there, and I'm not happy about it. So, yep. So he goes to grab a card with Fett. So he's now, he knows what his 2 destiny are. That's fine. They're going to be big. It's really just a can I lose just can I get through this losing just Kanan and Ahsoka and keeping the ship alive for a turn? Like, that's really what I need. Alright, so he's not... Is he not going to play the... He's not playing short-range fighters. Alright, so... We'll subtract 1 from that destiny as well. I expect he'll grab that. And that's fine. So he's going to have a total battle destiny of 9, which I'm okay with. Because again, that's just Ahsoka and Kanan. That keeps my space, that keeps my ship alive. So I draw 5, and he's going to subtract 2 from it, makes it a 3, so I'm down 13, which is Ahsoka and Kanan, and that's fine. And he's immune, which I'm okay with. So I'll lose Ahsoka, and I'll lose Kanan. He does have the ability to Black Sun Fleet his guys around, and I'm actually alright with that as well. Like, that's not going to be a crusher for me. Not having a good answer for the bureaucrat's going to stink a little bit, but it is what I can do here. So we're going to go with activate 15. I'm not going to pay 3 to drain for 1. It's not the right play right now. So we will, in this time, put down the AJR though, because I'm okay with that going away. This is moving 2 here, requires -1 force. Perfect. So I will pass on activate, pass on control, just like that. We're going to deploy Yoda there. So 13, this will cost me 9 to put them all out. I think we're just going to do just, no, we're going to put them all out. There's Scoundrel Lando as a pilot. There's Hera as a pilot. I expect he's only running one set for stun combo, and that's enough. And pass on deploy, pass on battle. Move phase, I'm going to move him to the unoccupied system. So he can't, I mean, he can move Fett over, but Fett's the only guy, and I'm okay with that. Pass on move, draw phase, we will retrieve a card. Let's grab back Skywalkers. And I will pay one to grab it. And he's choosing not to stack, which I think is good, but my drains are starting to add up, and that's going to sting. Yeah, that would have been nice to have a turn ago to add a Battle Destiny with Kanan, but 'tis what it is. We use one to maintain. Oh, I should have drained for one because I was draining for free anyways. Oh well, that was a dumb mistake. I've made dumb mistakes in the past. I'll probably make them again in the future. So we're just going to shuffle his deck right now. Like, I don't need to give him a known destiny to battle these guys with. He can activate 14, like... Doesn't have a ton of cards to do anything to me with. Like, you've got Saber 1. I mean, he can come down and draw 2 Battle Destinies in space against me, and that could potentially be a problem. Yep, so he's going to move Fett over, which is fine. So we'll let this, right now it's just to see what he does. So, a little annoyed at myself for forgetting to drain for one. There's no reason not to, and it would have been useful, and I didn't. But 'tis what it is. So he's going to drain for 2 here. I'll lose a Hear Me Baby, and I think I'll pitch that Force of Strong with this one. I don't expect that to come into play. Pass on control. I'm going to pitch the Anakin from hand as well if he drains again. Just don't foresee that being a card I'm going to get a lot of use out of. Alright, so he's got a 3 and a 4 there, which means if he battles me, all I'm losing right now is Lando, and that's not good for him. There's U3PO. That is why I kept this quite a mercenary forever and ever. So that's fine. It's going to block the drain for a turn. He is running 2 U3POs in deck, though, which is fine. Alright, so he's running Maul there to actually suspend my ability, which is mildly obnoxious. So that's fine. It is what it is. In this case, I was going to pay to drain anyways. And yep, so he moves over with Vader. Like, I don't see a whole lot of value in that for him, but okay. So I'm going to activate all 17. First things first, we'll peek. Yep, that's fine. We'll pass on activate. Let's peek. It's just going to be the top 2 because the system's not a battleground right now. Let's grab Neighborin, just keep the 6 up there. Neither of them are really impactful for me right now. And in fact, we're just going to put the Neighborin back right away. Feels really bad, but I am going to... Whoop. Hold on. I meant to drain. Even though it's only 1, it's... yeah, I don't want to... So we'll do this first. We'll do the exact same order of stuff because that was the mistake. That was... And if Eric watches on stream, he'll see I did the exact same stuff I meant to do. I just meant to drain here as well. Might as well add 1 to it, doesn't really matter. So we'll drain for 3. He only has to lose 1 though, which is, like I said, mildly obnoxious. With being able to just break U3PO's cover, I'm fine with doing this way though. So he loses the cannons, which is a card I'm not surprised to see. So this is during move phase, yeah. So pass on control, pass on deploy, pass on battle. First things first, during move phase, we will break U3PO's cover. Yep, so he's grabbing that, which is fine because it breaks his cover and U3PO is unique, so I do not want to steal U3PO. That way it is still his card. There's no question he can't deploy his other one. I'm going to move this to there. I don't see any reason to give him an immediate battle into me with Saber 1. Pass on move. Let's retrieve a card. Let's get back the Hear Me Baby Hold Together. So there's an imbalance combo. I'm actually okay with that. I'll get the Hear Me Baby back and then I'll lose the Anakin. And he's being smart not to stack. I do think I'm going to grab a couple characters here in the next couple turns just to force some stacks. Let's draw some cards here just to get some force moving around. Really try and find some characters or ships. Oh, I like that. Alright. So there we go. Got a couple Obi-Wans. That's actually a good card for me. Let's peek the bottom card of my force pile with Jedi's Fury. Yeah, that can stay right there. And pass on draw. And let him go. I will pay 1 to keep Lando. Well, I should have moved it up just to pay 1 to keep Lando. Oh well. I forgot I had Lando. I'm not playing real smart right now, and it's bothering me a little bit. Fortunately, I've got some cards I can afford to lose here to his drains. or he's going to move. He's going to make his move action here. We'll leave the Bionic Hand as the last card to the drain. We'll lose Anakin's and the Too Close for Comfort. Okay, so he drains for 2 there, which is fine. We'll lose the Our Only Hope. And Luke's hand. Pass on control. Wouldn't mind another character just to throw. Yeah, although actually Hera will get the +1 Battle Destiny, so I'm actually okay with him moving that there. I don't think he's necessarily going to expect the Obi-Wan coming down. And that'll give me 3 Battle Destinies in space, which is probably enough to hurt him quite a bit. Like if he's sitting on another barrier, he's sitting on another barrier, and that's fine. In this case, I am going to do this. Do I want to go get, you know what, let's go get an Unita. And we'll pass on deploy. So 16. And let's activate 1, so it'll put it 15 down to have that Bionic Hand in there. And let's place Walkland out of play. I will pay 1 to retrieve 1. Basically, I like that Bionic Hand being one of the cards I have sitting on top for the... Alright, so he's getting aggressive as well, and that's fine. So we'll let that go. He's going to pick some up. So let's activate 15 here. So that'll leave that 7 sitting on top, which means I can use my thing to peek at 2 and take the card underneath it. And I'm okay with that. We will pass on activate, because 15 is more than enough. Let's peek at the top 2 here. Alright, that's a good one. It's another spy killer, which is important. This is just a opponent spy. Target is lost. Yeah, I'm not going to make him lost. Let's pay 3 to drain for 2 there. So he's losing the Decree from hand and Afra from hand, which makes sense. Let's put me at 9. Yeah, we are going to drain for 1 there. I don't like draining for 1, but I do think it is worth doing right now, just to keep that damage rolling. And he loses the O switch off from hand. Alright, so we're going to pass on control then. Let's do this and place Luke down, because we're not going to need Luke. Let's put Obi-Wan up here as a pilot, so he's also getting 3 battle destiny against me. I don't really see any benefit in doing anything else with that. So we're gonna pass on deploy there. We're gonna pass on battle. We're just gonna move using hyperspeed there. We are going to pass on move. Let's retrieve a card. Let's get back. Let's get back Kanan. Basically, let's force him to start making a decision if he wants to give me guys or he wants to start stacking cards. So like if he wants to lose a card to put Kanan out of play, I'm alright with that. As I only have one Kanan and I'm not too concerned. Alright, so he is going to do that, and that's fine. That'll let me peek at the top 2 with your destiny and get he's tracking us, or they're tracking us. But it's more it sticks him out of cards. Like, cutting down cards is good right now. Not giving him cards to play is very, very strong. So let's play another Hear Me Baby. Let's throw out Ultimatum just because. As I said, I'm pretty much holding that other grabber for his Voyeur because that's going to be a real obnoxious card if he starts playing it. Pass on activate. And I'm holding on to the Unita for if I need whatever I lose to go get it in battle. So the upside is now I'm no longer paying for drains, and he does not have any reserve, so he's not battling me either. Yep, he'll drain for 2 there, that's fine. I will lose Our Only Hope. And Hear Me Baby. And pass. So like right now he's slightly out damaging me, but it's basically a tie because I'm retrieving one a turn that he's not, and there's, oh, that's a big card. That Ezra's really big because that'll allow me to go and force the action at Mustafar. That's going to add another drain at Mustafar along with messing with his force. That's a really, really good card to see come off the top. So, as I'm going to Unita that back right now. Or as soon as he, you know. Alright, so Tentacle, does Tentacle shuffle any deck? Oh, okay, so he might actually be playing the Tentacle just to force the shuffle, which wouldn't be a bad idea either. Pass on battle. So the thing is, like, he also has to realize that he's going to worry about me spinning a 7 here. Well, I'm not going to spin the 7 this turn. So he moves over, that's fine. He should know I've got the Unita. Yep, so he is going to shuffle my Lost Pile. That's smart. Definitely the right play for him. That was a very smart play to do that. Pass on draw. Pass on draw. I will let him draw some cards. Yeah, I'll let him draw some. There's nothing I need to do right now. Like, so right now he's got 11, 18 cards to my 16, 17, 24. Let's leave 3. So I can take one, because we're not doing anything. I'm not battling up there. And we're going to have to pay a couple to move around, which is fine. And we got to retrieve a card as well. Pass on activate. Let's peek at the top 3 and take one. We will take the Daughter of Skywalker. Mostly just to give myself forfeit fodder in space, honestly. Like, I'll just throw her up in space to give myself some forfeit fodder and be totally okay with that. Drain for 2 there. As he loses an Image of the Dark Lord, which is good because it wasn't going to do him any good. And he loses a second Enter the Bureaucrat in case I had a canceller for it. Alright, that's a strong play. Add one to the drains. It's all fine and dandy. So he loses his other Black Sun Fleet, which I'm fine with. I don't need to put any cards back with Luke right now, so we're going to pass on control. To play Daughter as a passenger as well. We'll use Prophecy just to retrieve an Anakin to lose it, and that's fine. We'll get Anakin Skywalker into hand. It's really just a lose it to a drain next turn, and I'm totally okay with that. That's all I'm trying to do with it. And we will pass on deploy, pass on battle. We'll move there. And pass on. No, I don't want to move Luke. Oh, actually, well, he's not shield busted, so he could just, well, he doesn't have 3. So he can to an episode 1 battleground. I don't think this is episode 1, is it? Nope, it's not. So we're not going to do that because I can't use the Yoda shenaniganery. We're going to pass on move. I'm going to draw 1. Let's use Jedi's Fury to peek. Really just see if I can get him to grab something. Like, he's got the tentacle. We'll leave that at the bottom. And draw 1 more. Alright. And 1 more. Let's put down the Ender Celebration, because I don't expect that to come into play now. And let's retrieve a card. He's got 4 cards in hand. Let's get back to Hear Me Baby. Yeah, that's fine. I'll keep paying for it. there's the imbalance combo, which is actually I'm still okay with. That's you know what? I think I'm going to grab that simply because he can constantly be looping it now, and I don't need that to occur. And then I'll just lose the Anakin. And I will draw one more just for giggles. There's a loop, that's fine. And I will pass. And I will pay one to keep Lando alive. And say go. So, really, like, this is a grindy game, but I feel like I'm decently in control. He's going to struggle to get much else going right now, I think, and that's a plus for me. And he's got to pay for all his stuff, and he's just running out of cards. And that's really all I'm trying to do, is just run him out of cards. Like, obviously, that's the way the game works, but, like, running him out of cards is important. Yep, so he's going to pay 3 to drain for 2. I am not losing Luke at this point, so I'm going to lose the Luke. And I'm going to lose the perimeter scan. I don't expect to need that this game. Pass on control. Let's see if he... Yep, he'll drain me for 2 there. I'll lose the Bionic Hand, and in this case, I kind of want... I'd love to see another spy. I'd love to see my Cassian drop. Oh, there went my other Bionic Hand. Okay, fair enough. So, like, I would have loved to see Cassian go, because that's... The Unita is really, right now, just a get back somebody I need here. Pass on battle. I'm assuming he's just going to move his ships over. And that's fine and dandy, like sour candy. And we will pass on move. And he draws 1, so he's got no force to do anything with. Like, activate 9. I don't need to spend a lot right now. Basically, I'm going to spend a retrieve. I'm going to peek. I'm going to spend a move. Pass on activate. Let's peek at the top 3. Really, it's a can I get Cassian? Like so. All right. The Huntrian Falcon would have also potentially been good, like, but not nearly as impactful. Oh, I almost passed on control phase again. That would have been dumb. I need to stop moving my cursor down to the pass button. Yep, there went his other U3PO from hand, which makes sense, and an Infiltrator from hand. I'll drain for 1 here. Might as well add 1 to it, even though he's still only going to lose 1. Like, really, this is just a slow and grind and force him to lose cards slowly. Like, I'm ahead of him in cards, and that's really all that matters. I'm going to pass on control, throw Cassian down there, and that's basically going to be game. There's no way he can do anything to Cassian that scares me. Pass on deploy, pass on battle, move there using hyperspeed. place the Lando down. Would have liked to grab Voyeur, but we will pass on move. Let's retrieve a card. 7s feel good, even though I'm going to lose it right away. That's fine. It also tells me it's 2 cards down, so I can choose to lose it, so I can put that as the card I'll retrieve with Lando. So he gets to, I will draw 1 and pass. And I will keep Lando alive, obviously. So this is a just, yeah, we're doing deploy Starship pilot. Yeah, I don't need that. Pass on activate. So, like, I'm sure he's kind of hunting for his Voyeur at this point. That's really, I think, going to be his wing, or his, like, Tarkin's orders would be obnoxious, but he's going to be running out of cards in hand real quick here. Yep, so he activated all of it, which is fine. That does mean he's not going to Black Sun Fleet down to battle Cassian. Yeah, like, he could have landed the Slave 1. So I made a couple minor mistakes. Let's see how bad chat's chewing me out. Alright, so not a ton of comments in chat. It was a good game. That set for stun blowout battle could have been much, much worse. Being able to just load the Tantive and keep it alive was good. Like, I think I did everything about as well as I could have, and I did what I needed to do. So thank you all for watching. I hope everyone had fun. I know I did. Later.